When it is a time for a new job, the opportunity presents itself easily. Good morning to our respected guests and the students of IIEDM Batch 2022. I am Sundar Singh Bani, moderator for today's session, and it is a great pleasure for me to be a part of it. I hereby welcome you all to our first session of this lovely morning. This session is going to be of an hour, followed by questionnaires at the end. In this session, we are going to have few insights on how to go about startup. We will get to know about life journey of a successful entrepreneur and also going to receive highlights on BFSI sector. BFSI stands for Banking, Financial Services and Insurance. It gives me an immense pleasure to introduce you with our guest for this session, Ms. Rachna Ryali, an entrepreneur with more than 10 years of experience with very reputed corporates and exposure to distinguished industries like BPOs, healthcare, telecom, and payments. She holds dual master's degree, master's in commerce, Osmania University, and postgraduate. She has diploma in human resource management from XLRI Jamshedpur. She says she loves to make new mistakes as that is a sign of her making a progress and continuously trying to learn something new. She is also the CEO and co-founder of Tejari Solutions, which is basically a startup. She quotes, work harder, smart better. So now I would like our guest Rachna ma'am to take this session further. Ma'am, you may continue.
Thank you, Vasundhara, for a lovely introduction. I'm sure I don't deserve so much of applaud any which way. Thank you so much, guys, for giving me this opportunity to thank. First of all, I would like to thank Professor Mayuresh, who has been in touch with me all the time and forcing me to take up a session. And I'm glad that I have got an opportunity to interact with such young batch of students. So thank you, guys. And in this session, I would briefly give you an introduction about my company, which is Tejari Solutions. It is a startup, and then I would like to give you a brief about how the BFSI industry was throughout this COVID situation, and then what do the entrepreneurs like us expect from these students like you who just try to enter into the industries. So any questions, we can always cater to that towards the end of the session. So first, let's begin with the introduction of Tejari. Tejari is a startup established in 2017. We are a fintech headquartered in India, Hyderabad, and we are proudly associate ourselves to the Digital Rural India program, an initiative of the Government of India with a vision to transform rural India into a digitally empowered society and a cashless, paperless, and faceless economy. So basically, digitalization or extended banking services uh, are at the boon right now, and everybody, including the government, everybody, including the world best empowers, are pushing the digitalization across the payment industry, especially. So that's really very encouraging because it will slowly bring a lot of confidence and also a lot of seamless integrations towards the different sectors. So that's the agenda that we have thought that okay, when this government announced this program, we thought why not start up, because we already have our own company called Voice Space Technologies Pte Limited, based out of Singapore, and it's a telecom services. So we have an extension of that as a Tejari solution, which we started in 2017, and this focus is more into the payment industry. Major services that we would like to cater to are agency banking, loan aggregations, insurance aggregations, and digitalized international remittances. So, agency banking is nothing but you must have heard about the concept of micro ATMs, withdrawals, and deposit through the especially during this COVID-19, even the banks has moved themselves toward the POS services, point of sale services, where because people wanted less of contaction to the to each other. They wanted more of a digitalized payments to happen. So even the rural market, we have seen there was almost 36% of the raise in the digital payment platforms, people were accepting it. Though initially before COVID, they were very reluctant towards the getting onboarded to a payment application or something like that. They were, because they are not that educated. They are not. They are more like we youngsters. We urban guys are more habitual towards the digital cash. They are more habitual towards the cash in hand. So they feel that is more security to them. They only rely the banks like SBIs and others. But now slowly they are getting habitual to this digitalized payment. And so what happens is any person in that particular village, like a grocery shop or the travel agent, can become a merchant to any bank or any payment company, and through them they can do the deposits and withdrawals. So the rural guys do not have to go to the bank literally to go and do the deposits, which, and especially when the banks are almost 10 to 15 kilometers away from the village. So it has this is the agency banking, the deposit and the withdrawal of money. Okay, then the loan aggregation is like you combine all the big loan aggregators or the NBFCs, banks. So we attach to all these things. We are already in touch with three NBFCs. We are doing loan aggregations for them. So when you aggregate the loan, it becomes easier for them to track the loan cycle. So the burden on them is also decreasing. Already we have our POS in those villages. So the burden on us is also decreasing because we are getting an additional service, right? So in the same way, we also aggregate insurance, and slowly we would like to do the international remittances because we already have a presence in Singapore. We would like to open ourselves probably in next year or two in the places like Bangkok, Hong Kong, and other Bangladesh. So with that, because we have noticed that most of the people from India, especially the worker class, goes to these places to work. Okay, and on day-to-day basis, they keep doing sending some money. So they have to pay heavy taxes on that. And sometimes when this is not regularized, it comes into a hawala kind of a thing, which is a loss to the government as well. Okay, so to digitalize, when we digitalize this become a transparent cycle. They don't have to bear the losses of the over the taxes. So it becomes a regular cycle, which government is also encouraging. So that's a very good platform, but require a little monitoring, because money is not coming within the banks in the country. They are coming from outside bank to the Indian country. So a lot of in terms of what we say a security is required to do certain remittances like this. So we are still working on our technologies because our technology is in house. So we are working on this. So these are the four basic services that we cater to. How does if you wonder that how does it work in the rural areas? VPay is our brand. Okay, we through VPay is basically an application like a Google Pay or any other payment applications. But we are only B2B catering right now. So VPay focuses on banking services like deposits, withdrawals, direct money transfers. Now the self-help groups are coming very much into these villages because women empowerment is given, and government want these women who are working, to have to avail a loan. They can, pool certain money. It's a concept of a kitty. Initially we have the concept of the kitty, where the females used to come together. They used to, touch in some money, and at the end of the month somebody would get certain amount of money, which is a pool of all the money pooled in by these ladies. So in the same way, SHG, which is a self-help group, so their pool of the people come together, they pool in certain money every month, and then they take out the name of the person, or if they want, somebody is in a dire need of a money, they would give their entire pool to them, and then next month the cycle keeps going on. So in this way also, SHG is a big what do you say, push towards the digital payments. Now, in the urban region, we would like to come, but slowly, towards the B2C, like how Google Pay is doing the UPI services, the Pay Nearby is doing the UPI services. Right now, we are not into the UPI services of B2C. B2B, yes, we are into. We would like to do the recharges, as you see in the Google Pay, utility bill payments, any other travel, insurance, all those things we would like to do. But that still is on hold for some time, because we would like to, as a startup, we would like to first stabilize our B2B operations, because those are the basic focus, from which, or with which, we formed Tejari. Basically making the rural India or digitalized India. So that is one. Now, when it comes to our technology, we have our in-house technology. We position ourselves as a technology partners for the various payment companies, NBFCs, and financial cooperative societies. The advantage that we carry is, the technology that we have built is seamless, is plug and play, so it can be integrated to any of the CBS of any of the banks, any of the NBFCs, or any of the financial cooperative societies. So it does not take much of you know it does not take much of effort to do more of the changes, because it's firstly it's in house, and then it seamlessly get integrated toward to the system or the CBS of other partners. The edge that we have over the others, or our competitors, is our technology firstly, which has been vetted by many of the uh, established payment providers in this company, in this area. And then our support services, if you try to reach Google, Google Pay, or try to reach Pay Nearby, I'm sure it takes few days, I mean, not even few days, few months to get a reply from them. I have a payment that was made a few days back to a shopkeeper, and somehow that payment did not go through, he did not receive the payment, and it's still in the pipeline. So whenever I go back and ask them or raise a query there, the entire detail has to be given. So that's, I think that is a little backdrop when it comes to Google Pay and Payoneer or Paytms. We are more stick to our support service. We believe that anything that is coming to us as a query should get resolved within 24 hours. And if it is a banking related issue, then because bank take 3 days time, so in that particular tat it get resolved. So that's our edge over the others. Now, how are we different? If you're wondering that how are we different from the other payment applications like Google Pay, Paytms, or Pay Nearby, then there are various points. Payment channels in India, they are available with net banking, UPI cards, payment gateways, biometric based payments, APS. Okay, and Google Pay and others, they only do the UPI payments. Now, current focus and highly focused pay channels is a UPI for them. Okay, however, we do all the, for us, UPI is just a product. Okay, we do FMCG, we do fuel agency, rural banking services, SHG, DMT. So for others, the product line is, for us, the product line is huge, other than just a UPI payments. Market reach wise, we are very different from Google Pay and Pay Nearby. Google Pay focuses more on the urban market. We are more focused to the rural market, because we feel that there is a huge potential in the rural market to develop, because they are the people with the cash. Okay, and they have cash lying with them. So if we try to digitalize that particular payment, it becomes very easy for them to rotate that money, and the number of cycles of rotations can be done more in the rural market than in the urban market. So we take a edge over others, because the market is quite niche. Understood. So Tejari also has built a seamless reconciliation system. okay, that consolidates the transactions between the banks, merchants, customers. I mean, seamlessly. You will not even get to know how the things are processing and how fast they are being done. Then, as I said, support service is something we take a pride on, because there's no customers or no merchant of us that has ever complained us on our support issues. They always, even when our sales guys goes out, to the field and to onboard a merchant, it becomes our USP, because there are certain merchants who are onboarded with the Pay Nearby or the SBIs, POS, and they feel that they are unable to reach them. It's been a month that they have got an answer to particular query. So this becomes an edge to us, and we take a pride and we want to make it the strongest point, because after sales services is something that is very, very important. Once you sell something, that's one part. But after sales services is the most important part that anybody and everybody look for. Okay, that particular support somebody has to cater all the time, and that is the edge that we carry over our partners. So this is about the entire, Tejari solution being till today. We are still working on our technologies to integrate, to the insurance aggregations. As I said, the technology is quite plug and play. It can get seamlessly connected to the CBS of the insurance companies and the loan aggregation. We are already in talks with Kotak Mahindra. The deal is finalized, and we're working on the little bit of technology integrations with them, and we should be up and running with them soon. So this is about Tejari Solutions. Now, I'm sure, as Vasundhara has asked us to focus more on, how the trends are in the BFSI industry. I would say banking and insurance sector has really gone on, in a boon, especially during the COVID-19 period, because everybody till date, urban guys were more open to the insurances, to the especially to the life insurance or any other insurances. But amid this COVID-19, people from the village, they have realized how important the how important insurance is for them. Okay, so insurance sector has seen a 16.9% raise in this last 1 year, which is huge, huge. Okay, and I'm just talking about India right now. So yes, insurance sector has a huge, huge opportunities, and they are also, expanding their wings across in different verticals. Government has already given, have urged to the insurance companies to give different kind of insurance that can cater, especially to the rural people. So it's an advantage. Okay, it's an advantage for those who are actually entering into the insurance company, because insurance sector, because now it is not just the life insurance or the you know vehicle insurance. There are different of them to get into. The another now, according to Fortune in Business Inside, amidst this pandemic, there is a significant increase of 29% in the usage of digital wallets and payment solutions, payment platforms as well. 46% of the card users have swapped their cards for transactions. Now, Asia alone has contributed USD 1148.51 through the online payments mode, which is mobile, digital, wallet, and net banking. So you can see that the graphs that are showing, you know, it shows that yes, there is a huge, huge, even the banking sector. Initially, it was all about, going to a bank, doing the deposit withdrawals, but now I think extended banking services are taking more of a, leap, uh, rather than just getting into this only deposits and withdrawals. There are different kind of products that are coming up: Aadhaar statements, Aadhaar payments, You have, as I said, SHG payments, okay, DMT transfers. There are different products that are coming in line, and there is huge opportunity for the young kids like you to actually explore this right from the beginning. Because if you're passing this year and you're getting an opportunity to get into any of these vertical, it will be a advantage or an edge over others, because you'll be actually seeing it grow, or you'll be growing with this industry, this particular product or the vertical. So that edge is definitely there, because initially the options were very low when it comes to banking services. Either you are just doing the deposit, you're sitting and just counting the cash. uh, I can't count more there, but now there's a huge opportunity when it comes to banking services, insurance services. Loan itself is a huge portfolio. Banks have always been catering to loans. NBFCs are catering to loans. Digital payment companies like us are catering to loans. So now the loan itself, insurance itself, has become so huge as a product by themselves that you know different opportunities can be explored if you really want to. It's not just about sitting in a bank, because initially that was just considered as a prestigious job, that okay, I'm a banker. No, now all these industries are really expanding big time, and you have an opportunity to get into it, explore yourself, and make the best out of it. So there's a huge opportunity here. Now, even if you see, as I told you before also, amidst this pandemic, uh, even the banks have moved towards the point of sale services, because they felt that uh, people are finding it difficult to go to the bank, making get into the lines, and they didn't want to get in touch with each other. So they have appointed, like any payment companies like us. They have also put their own point of sales in the villages, where people can do the loans, insurances, money can be deposited, money can be withdrawal. So a huge in this entire COVID time, most of the banks have not laid off. They have given the opportunities to the people to get into these POS, and they have been given an opportunity in this period. So people are actually accepting it as very positive, because it has been their bread earner for this particular period for many of them. Okay. Yes. uh, I don't see much of a disadvantage with the bank industry right now. The only thing that we have probably bank industry has seen a hit in this 1 year will be on the NPA, non-performing assets, because the period that we have gone through. But I'm sure the kind of policies and the kind of structures that government is trying to make, that will not be much, and slowly it will be recovered. So there are ways and means to overcome that. Yes, there will be a hit, definitely. There's no two ways about it that entire thing can be recovered. No, it will not. It will take a little time. But yes, the kind of policies that we are making, it will definitely help us overcome the NPAs also. And I'm sure with all these payment industries and payment companies that are coming up, they're more focused about the kind of technology that we cater to, uh, how secure it is. So I'm sure with all these things, even the percentage of NPA will come down drastically. You know, right now the NBFCs, the loan aggregators, the banks themselves, find this very challenging point that NPAs are too high. Okay, because they have so many other things to do that they can't just keep deploying people in the villages to go and for the recoveries of this. So we companies like us help them, because we already have our field executives present in that locations doing our sales. When we partner with them, it is an advantage to them because they don't have to deploy any other person in that market, and it's like a close monitoring over the person whom they have given the insurance, whom they have given the loans, so the recoveries are faster. So that way, I think it's an advantage. Or overall picture, if you have to see for the banking sector or the insurance sector, for insurance sector, definitely it's going to be a huge boon in next few years. Uh, Banking sector will stabilize a lot. So, I'm sure still the stability is yet to come, but next few years banking sector will see a huge stabilization, is what I believe. Now that's about how I see the banking and BFSI industry to grow. uh, Now coming to the what I would like to advise the candidates or the people like you, youngsters like you, about your future. I would say, see, when it comes to startup, many of you have different perceptions. There are advantages to work with the startups. There are disadvantages to work with the startups. So first, let's talk about the disadvantages. The major disadvantage, I believe, to work with the startups are the payments. Because they are starting, so payments might be irregular. There are not huge facilities that can be given to you as the plush companies give you. And everybody wants to, I have, most of the candidates who come to us, they say, when I first hold their resume, it's written, the first line says, uh, want to work with the established companies. So I think, I see, everybody has a different notion of a established company. If you just see a brand as an established company, then I would say, in a simple word, that the day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit, right? It takes time. Even big brands like Microsoft must have taken certain time to grow where they are. So every startup needs that time. Or as an entrepreneur, uh, everybody requires a time of a seeding, you know for seed to be put, then water to be given, and then it becomes a plant. So it's the same process, the process is same. So that's the only disadvantage which I feel is there working with the startups. The advantage, though, I believe, is higher, because you get exposed to different verticals at the same time. No matter you are just a beginner or you are an experienced person, the kind of response that you get in the startup is almost equal. The work culture is quite transparent. You can walk in, walk out anywhere. You want to learn something, you can just say, okay, I think this is quite interesting to me, and they would be more than happy to give you an opportunity. So the opportunities are huge. Work culture is quite transparent. Work environment, the timings are quite flexible when it comes to startups. Then you get a hands-on. You really get a hands-on experience on the varied things. You know, uh, when you typically go to a startup, you might see that the accounts guy is also doing a little bit of taxation part. Then he'll be doing a little bit of MIS part. So the kind of exposure that you get over the period of time is quite huge, which otherwise working with the established organization is, you don't get chance, because obviously they have now already laid out their platforms, right? How the particular service would work, how there's a process. Uh, every process has a detailed plan and laid out, what I say, process. So it just follows. So if you're working as a MIS guy, you can't explore yourself as any other person. You will be working for years together in that particular area itself. So that's, I believe, is the advantage to work with the startup. uh, my only advice to the youngsters like you is, don't look at the stairs, just climb it. It I have seen most of you just come and, I'm an engineer. Shall I get into this? I'm a MBA guy. Shall I get into this? See, I would not name the university. We have recently got profiles from the 2020 batch. There are guys who have not been working for a year together now, and still they are thinking about, is my friend working? Is my friend getting an opportunity? Are you hiring the MB guys? No, guys, it's about you. You need to decide whether or not this opportunity makes any sense to me or not, right? Whether I have to make my career in this line or not. I mean, the clarity we feel in today's youngsters is quite low. They want to do everything. If this works, fine. If this doesn't work, this. If this doesn't work, this. So in the same way, you see everybody just hopping every 6 months, somewhere to other. But please understand, this is not any serious organization would not like to hire the candidates who likes to hop. They would like to see the stability in you. Okay, because that stability shows how committed you are towards your work. And unless until somebody sees the commitment, it's difficult for them to hire you. Second thing that I would say, especially since you'll be getting into the cycle of getting hired and all, don't take your notice period, don't take your the lock-in periods that an organization give you very lightly. Because what happens, just think from a organization point of view, that if somebody is asking you a lock-in for a year or two, how much, as a fresher, how much are they putting into you? Almost first 3 to 6 months goes under your training, so you are non-productive for them. And if you feel that, okay, once I'm trained, I'll just walk away, you know, yes, you can walk away. There are organizations who does not, take much of action about it. But just imagine if somebody want to actually tarnish your image. Nowadays, social media is a good enough platform to do so. So not even when your career is started, it's almost finished. Okay, so don't do that mistake, because see, again, it shows your discommitment, you know. Uh, and anybody would ask you, why did you leave the organization? And most of the time, we have heard work culture is not good, payments were irregular. I mean, you knew that, right? From the beginning, you had a fair idea. Most of the organizations like us who are a startup, we tell our employees very, very clearly that, see, the work culture is what you're seeing here, the work environment. We have a small cafeteria, this is the office place. So you don't have a plush facilities. Okay. So every organization, I'm sure, give you that much of knowledge of where you, because you have gone for an interview, you have seen the work environment. So you have accepted that particular thing. So please have a courage to, go by this, what you have accepted. Now, have a hunger to learn, guys. Don't have a hunger to paychecks. It does not make any sense to anybody, because if you have that knowledge, money will definitely follow you. Anywhere you go, you will always be in demand. You must have seen your future batches where one must have got a job placement of say 12 lakhs. One might have just got a placement of 6 lakhs. Why did you ever thought, most of the people says, yaar mere friend ko 12 lakh mila, mujhe sirf 6 lakh mila. I don't think so, I also deserve 12 lakhs. No, I'm sure there must be some difference, in learning. And it is very important for us to know where we stand before we demand money. We every day we get profiles where people demand, just say, right, from they want a hike from 5 lakhs to 12 lakhs. I mean, which industry gives you? Please let me know, I would like to apply myself. I mean, if that's the kind of hike people are giving, I would like to apply. But we should know how much we know. Most of the candidates who are, applying this, they are okay to sit on a bench with the established organization, not learning anything. Okay, but they have high, what should I say? They don't want to work. They don't want to explore. Hard work is something is missing in today's generation. So that you need to see, and you will see by yourself that if you work hard really for the first 2 years of yours, there's no stopping. There's really no stopping. So it doesn't, that just think, I would not say just think it's a free, you have to work for free. No, nothing comes for free. But yes, focus more on, I would say, just focus more on the knowledge that you are getting than the paychecks that you're getting. That should be your first 1 or 2 years agenda. I want to learn and be the best in this particular thing. And then you will see that kind of, demands that are, coming through your way. They are huge. Not just 5-6 lakhs is nothing. Okay, you'll be offered more than that. So just have some stability, have a hunger to learn. You must know what you're worth it for. Integrity is something which is of utmost importance to any organization. So guys, we need to, show that. Okay, so these are the few things I would say, that don't hesitate yourself to, explore the ways. There are, as I said, BFSI itself as an industry is, just exploding, actually exploding in different verticals, in insurance and loans and micro ATMs, extended banking services. There are so many verticals that you can explore now, just sitting in a bank, not just sitting in a bank. So explore yourself. You must know before your for last 6 months of your completion of degree should be to see which industry you want to get into, and what are the different options that we should explore. Not just one. Don't make a mindset. Open yourself for the first 2 years. Keep let Okay, these are the particular, you should do your groundwork. What are the different type of industries? There are people who come to us, extend banking service hota kya hai? I mean, you are from the finance background, and if you don't know what is the extending banking services are, then I think you have not done your groundwork at all, right? So that is very important that you need to do. So, and I'm sure if you do that, if you keep all these things in mind, which I'm sure most of the professors or the presenters would like to tell you, uh, there is no stopping. There's no uh, nothing that can really stop you, and that's the qualities of the entrepreneurs also. Most of the entrepreneurs you will see, they always have a hunger to learn. They don't have a hunger for paychecks. They like to explore different verticals, different markets. you know like we switched ourselves from telecom to payments, because we felt that, okay, now this industry has a huge potential. you know there are there So that shift has to be kept into the mind. Unless you are learning about the industries, about the markets, so to get into the readings of day-to-day trends is very important. So I'm sure, I wish you all a very good luck for your future. Thank
So,
you for the opportunity that you guys have given us,
ma'am,
and
yes, ma'am. Please continue.
that's it. That's it. Thank you. Thank you to the IIEBM, Mayuresh, you, for giving me an opportunity to speak here, give my little insight towards the industry and the payment, digital payment, vertical. Uh, it is always a pleasure to speak to, or actually connect to the youngsters like them. Though I feel, the batch probably right now they are little hesitant. I'm not sure what. So let them, I wish them all a real good luck for the future. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. I would like to conclude now. Thank you so much, ma'am, for this wonderful session. It was full of knowledge and liveliness. I'm sure students would have learned a lot from your shared experiences and would have enjoyed this session to the core.
Hopefully,
Best
hopefully.
wishes. Best wishes to your future endeavors, ma'am, with hope of meeting you again. And
Thank you. Thank you so
thank you so much, students, for attending the session. Thank you so much, ma'am.
much. Thank you.